Hello, can you hear me? I'm wearing my investigation hat. All right. Hello, everybody. Okay. Those of you who are new to me, can you see me and hear me okay? Let me know. Before I start talking and just realize I'm talking to myself. Okay. Hi, CJ. How are you feeling? Hi, Katie. So I'm wearing my alien investigation hat. Here's my alien stuff. I got this actually. You sound clear. Awesome. Well, this is a good mic, so it should sound clear. Should I put my alien friend over here? Can you guys see him? If I put him here? No, you probably can't see him. Slowly getting better. What's slowly getting better? Oh, you're slowly getting better. Yes. Good. Okay, so those of you who are new to me, I'm Adele Lavine. I'm an intuitive and medium. I don't think I'm going to leave this hat on unless you guys like it. But I got this in Idlewild, where all the Bigfoot and strange, interesting place. By the way, later I found out it's a place where a lot of cults are, including Scientology. You love and hate it? You love the hat? Okay. So what's this? There were interesting people in this area, by the way. Hi, Priscilla. So we're going to do things a little different. Hi, Jaylee. I'm trying different formulas to do what's fair to me and what's fair to you guys before we get into readings. But I am doing the first 10 people who donate first. And then after that, I'll do random people. I'll pick people random. Hi, sorry, that typing fast. I think the hat's great. Thank you. Hey, Autumn. So donations are appreciated, not required, and any amount doesn't matter. It's the first 10, and we'll have that list. And then after that, I'll just randomly pick people. You can donate in the super chat, or you can donate in my Venmo and PayPal, which is in the description. I put everything in the description below. The reason why is because I want to be fair to myself and to everyone else. And this is what I do for a living. Mondays are really my days off. I read all weekend. I read, all, I read in person. I read online. I read at Mystic Museum in person all day on a Saturday. So this is what I do. So to be fair, that's how we're going to go for the reading. So if you want a reading and you want to be in the first 10 people for a reading, sorry, I just spit everywhere. Then I'm going with the donation, any amount. Obviously, I don't care about the amount. Okay, so I'm just trying different formulas. It may even be different. Sorry, I'm putting lip gloss on in front of you. Is that okay? It may be different from time to time. Okay. And okay, so Civil just donated. So if you could put her on the list, she did a donation on my PayPal. She's first to go. Is it she? Am I saying that right? Also, because we want to be respectful of people and how they identify themselves, please let me know of your pronouns. Priscilla, okay. Allie just did a donation on my Venmo, so if you could put Allie on the list. Hold on, I'm looking to make sure I'm getting everybody. If I missed you, then let me know. So we have the first two. Let's talk while we get people so we can have the list complete. I'm not saying I have to wait for 10, but I just want to get a good list intact. I'm just going to check things. Hold on a second. So in the meantime, while I'm checking on this, anybody heard about the news about what's happening as far as aliens? And I have a question. I was listening to the Bigfoot Collectors Club, which I'm a guest on many times, and they said it's not UFOs anymore. It's called UAP. What does that stand for? They never said. And I could text Michael, but I didn't. Hey, y'all, they, she pronouns. Okay, thank you. See, that's why I like asking. Okay. We also have Autumn. Autumn just did a donation on my Venmo. CJ, if you can put Autumn on the list. Okay, and and I'm getting everyone right? So we have the first four. So does anybody have an answer? So this is what I would like you to do. Anyone have the answer to my question? I just want to make sure so far we have Autumn, Allie, and Civil. When you get when it's time for your reading, you're going to pick an intuitive reading or a medium reading. So an intuitive reading is going to, I feel like a different person. Sorry, I feel like, listen, I got some things to break down to you guys. Um, intuitive reading is going to be about you and the things going on in your life and your path. I don't believe in destiny or fate. I believe that different decisions we make are going to be you are participating in your future. So when it's your intuitive reading, though, because these are very short readings, specify what you want me to look at. So if you say, I want an intuitive reading, once I call for you, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. Can't we just say, can't we just stick to UFOs? Why are they changing it? Phenomenon, because they're not sure if it's a flying object. Do you think that's why? Because they're like, listen, it may not be a flying object. It could just be some phenomenon happening. So quick to reply. So what we're doing, I'm going to go over this again. I'm doing readings. And if you're going to do an intuitive reading, then you do the one I just said. If you're doing a medium reading, you said like a medium reading, and I want to talk to my grandmother, my mother's side, or my friend, but you wait until it's your turn. When I call on your turn, then you can go ahead and throw it in the chat. I'm not going to pay attention to anything you're saying until it's your turn and I call on you. So I'm asking the first 10 donations and any amount, doesn't matter, that come through. I'm going to read you first. And then after that, I'm just going to randomly start picking people. And donations are appreciated, but not required. The only requirement is for the first 10. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be the first 10. You can wait till so in a sense, it's not required. So Priscilla, when it's your turn and you're first, right? So intuitive, I recently left my job for a career change. Just want to know where I'm headed. She, her, or if I made a mistake. Thank you. See how Priscilla did it. She's on it. Everybody thanks CJ for being here because she hadn't felt well all weekend and she showed up, which is kind of crazy and awesome of her. Okay. Okay, I'm going to set the timer. I'm doing a little 3-minute readings. Just real quick, I'm just going to announce this at the top before I start with Priscilla. I'm going to randomly do this in my lives. I'm offering 50% off of all my readings with the code LIVE. And it'll probably go for 24 hours until tomorrow. When I post my regular YouTube video tomorrow, you'll notice I'm not going to announce it. I don't announce this code anywhere else but here, but you're welcome to share it with those you love. I'm fine with it. I don't really care. Hey, J Twist, love the fedora, Adela. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start with Priscilla's reading. And also just to announce, I am doing a remote viewing class, which I will go over what remote viewing is this Friday night. Some of you have already signed up. You guys are going to practice remote viewing. It's one of my favorite classes because you guys always surprise yourselves. All right, Priscilla, let's go. Let me look at your work. So far, we have 3 or 4 people on the list. So I think we have 6 spots left for the donation people, for people who donate to be at the top 10 guaranteed reading. And then I'm just going to randomly pick people. I guess, did I say that right? I'm trying new things, guys. Give me a break. I'm starting her time over. Sorry, Priscilla. Let's go. With your work. Okay. Let me reread her question one more time. So if we can quiet the chat for Priscilla, kind of reading it. If we could quiet the chat for her. Sorry, you recently, I lost her. Where'd she go? Now I have to start her time over. Sorry, I suck. It's my fault. What happened? Where'd she go? Priscilla, I'm sorry. Can you repost your question? I'm apologizing. Repost your question. I'm going to start your time over. I haven't started with Priscilla. Apologize. I'm trying to manage all of this stuff properly. Okay, so I have everything in the description below. CJ's also modding for me on how this is all working. I know it's changing each time, but I'm trying new things. Intuitive reading, recently at my job. Boom, boom, boom. Got it. I'm going to look and see. You know, Priscilla, the thing that I see is it's almost like you're going through doors and you keep circling around different doors. What I mean by that is that you keep going through the same doors and moving around. So I feel like you're not trying something different. In other words, you're trying the same thing over and over again. So you left your job and you want to know what you should do. And if you're wondering, like, should I go back into the same thing? It doesn't look like that, or it's the same direction. What kind of work do you do? Because I do look at the fields of work that people work in, and I can see where that's going, meaning like what's developing in those fields. So, what type of work are you doing? I was in manufacturing. Okay. I definitely feel like it's time to go in the different direction. I feel like it's not because it's something to do with you. It more has to do with the changes in that field. But it also a little bit has to do with that you're done with this part of what you were doing, or this direction in life. So what's going on as far as what you want to be doing? Because the vision I had of you was something a lot less, I guess I want to say strenuous, a lot less stressful. I want to dare even say retail or something where you can kind of sit put. Yes, I said my chapter is closed with that job. Yeah, I feel like it's almost like the vision I have of you is like sitting down somewhere, working in a retail, working like, I mean, I'm looking into reception. That's what I was saying. I was going to say, look at, like, this is going to sound weird, but even like at a spa, a reception at something pleasant. You know what I mean? Don't do like a law office or something. Mm-mm. Don't do something that's just like really kind of mundane, because I feel like you need something that more inspiring. I just got a donation from Josh on my PayPal. So can you put Josh on the list? So we have 5 spots left, I believe. Thank you, Josh. And thank you, everyone, for the donations. I just had an interview at a hotel. I just got chills. Sorry. I know people don't get it, but I love doing this because I get happy for people. I know people don't understand that, because I want you to fly. I want you to live free. Ooh, I just got chills. This feels good, Priscilla. You are heading at, ooh, perfect timing, in the absolutely right direction. Oh, I just got chills. I've been getting chills a lot lately. What's going on? Oops, sorry, I just hit my Starbucks. I'm so excited. Is that why you decided to read professionally? Oh, honey, reading professionally was not a choice. It doesn't work like that in this path. This is one of those things you don't choose. I ran from this as far as I could run. But once I start doing it, I used to do this for people like in my life. Like I would tell people what I see, what they, I had a friend, real quick, and then we're going to the next one. Here's a perfect example, if you don't mind a story. Just to recap, I'm doing the first 10 people to donate. You are at the top of the list. And after that, I'm going to start randomly pick people. I think we have 5 people left, but CJ probably would know better. Also, I'm doing 50% off my readings with the code live, only for people who are here or if you happen to be watching the replay, but I'm not going to advertise it anywhere else. But real quick, way back in my 20s, if anyone remembers the Computers Gateway, um, I had a friend who was six more spots left. My apology. Katie, at some point, I'd like to hear when you knew this was a path for you, but might be a story for another time. Yeah, that's a long story. But I've told it many times in different places. But definitely, th- this is not that story. But I would say that I saw things like for people and no one listened to me because I was just like, not professionally doing this. People didn't know why I saw this, but I was working with someone I worked at a school and she was a tech person. She was doing the tech for computers for the school. And I was like, I really see that Gateway's going around. And those of you too young, Gateway was the like main computer people bought, and you could call and get help. They were always awful. The tech people kind of treated you like you're an idiot. Anyway, I said, I see a business that is going to thrive, that now people are going to have all computers from all different places. And you should like open a business where you can call, people can call you, or you go to their house and you help them with all their computer needs. And if I could do this, I would start this business because it's going to be huge. And then I think like 5 years later, or it could have been more, it could have been longer. It probably was longer. I was driving down the street and saw Geek Squad. And I was like, that is the business I saw. And she was like, nah, I kind of want to work at the school and I kind of don't think it's necessary. Lots of people are doing that. I go, I'm telling you, it's not a lot of people. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And she's just like, So one of the things I do love about reading is people actually now know when I'm seeing stuff. I've had many examples like that. So, all right. So no, this path came much later in life. I ran from it. It came to me when I kept running and doing other things and nothing worked. I got a donation from Shannon. So because you put Shannon on the list. So I think now we have 5 people left to have a guaranteed spot. After that, I'm going to be just randomly picking people, but obviously I'm going to read you, and donations are not required. They are appreciated, but I guess it's fair to say they're required to be at the top 10. So maybe I should reword that. Let's go on to Allie. Okay, Allie, you're next. Thank you, CJ. Allie's next. So tell me what kind of reading you want, intuitive reading. And if it's an intuitive reading, then you're going to say, I want to know about my job. I want to know about my friend. If it's a medium reading, then you're going to say, I just wanted to say to show my support, our reading was amazing Saturday. Thank you again. So you don't want a reading, Jay? I just read Jay. Thank you, Jay. I hope it helped you. Medium. I'm wondering about my parental side and ancestry guardians. Yeah, so medium reading, I read very differently. You have to pick someone specific to talk to. I don't have the same belief. Medium always tell you, oh, they're around. They're not like just wandering around you. There is a world behind a world. Thank you for the story. You're welcome, Katie. There's a world behind a world. And there you go. Thank you. And I just want you to know, they're all access to you. Okay, at Colleen, I'm Colleen from Periscope. I don't expect you to remember, but I seriously made a beautiful difference in my life. Oh, thank you, Colleen. I don't remember. Sorry, but I super appreciate you saying that to me. It means more than people know. This is not an easy path, and it's kind of a difficult one. Anyone watch Stranger Things? Yeah. I relate to 11. All right. Wish I could move things though. All right. So, Allie, I'm going to start with how your father passed. He's going to tell me how he passed, and then you're going to help give confirmations to me, letting me know if what I'm saying makes sense. So everyone can clear the chat for Allie. And so she can, and if you can tell me how you identify yourself, I think you told me already, but I apologize. But from now on in, when you ask for your reading, say your pronoun that you'd like me to identify you as, especially online. I don't know. You can have bluey blah. Okay, Allie, she. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go with your father. So the first thing I feel, Allie, He's just, like, very calm and appreciative of, doing this. I don't know, I just have, like, a very he's very at peace and calm energy. I'm not saying he's at peace like what people tell you, like, "Oh, he's at peace." Like, he's just appreciative of you connecting with him. He said that he passed. It kinda happened rapidly. He didn't see it coming. Um, in the moment, he knew it was happening, but he definitely thought he had a lot more time. Um, in this, in this place. Um, he's saying that, it's weird. He's not upset about it, but I keep getting like pulled here, and he keeps hitting his chest. And he said everything kind of hit like this. Yeah. It's okay. You can if it doesn't resonate, it's totally fine. But what he's describing to me is how he felt, and he said everything kind of happened rapidly, and he felt like it hit him. Um, he didn't really think this was going to happen. He didn't really think it was going to happen in this way. Um, in other words, there's a part of him that feels responsible. That's what I'm hearing, that he feels responsible for how he passed. um, I don't know, there's like a shyness when it comes to you, or I think a shame, or like he's worried what you think. He knows what you think of him because he can hear you and see you fine today and every given day, but he's worried if you accept his apology. If you could accept his apology. He says as a father, he was very self-involved and more about what was going on with him, and completely not checked in to what was going on with you. Can you explain the chest area, if that makes any sense? He just keeps apologizing. He keeps saying he's sorry. He says he was into things that were not healthy or good for him, or may have contributed. Okay. Why is he apologizing then if he died of cancer, and what's going on in his chest area? And if it doesn't make sense, I'm more than happy to acknowledge that, obviously. So if you can help confirm that, I'll ask more questions. I have, because I just want to be clear we're getting the right person. Sorry. So he always said he overworked himself, but he looks so young. He looks like he was young to have passed, you know, and I just got the chills. So I just got the chills. Okay. Um, I just want to say this is his relationship with you. He wants to apologize for. It's like he just kind of did life, did life, did life. He didn't think of the afterlife. He didn't think of what could happen. He didn't think of things like that. So there is seeming like he really wants to kind of make an apology to you. All right. I know someone just donated, and I didn't see who it was, just came in. So I want to be fair to that person. Autumn is next. Okay. Hold on. I thought I saw something come in. Did I? Daisy. Daisy Lynn. Can you put Daisy Lynn um, on the list? Thank you. Daisy Lynn on the list. I think we have how many spots? 4 spots left. Allie, I just want you to know, if you can confirm at some point, hi Tyre, if you can confirm at some point your relationship and what it was like with him. So if you can help us understand, help me understand if that made sense. Yes. So we have 4. So just to recap, everyone, I'm doing first 10 donations, guaranteed reading, any amount. I don't care. It's just to kind of keep it fair for me and for you. Yes. Okay, Allie. And after that, we're going to, I'm going to pick people randomly. All right. Okay. So glad. I'm finally to catch your stream. Thank you, Amor. Thank you, Ali. Ali, talk to your father. He is working on it. He is healing himself. Okay, let's go. Me, Autumn is next. Medium reading. My dad. My pronouns are she and her. Okay, I'm gonna start. Dads and there are two dads in a row. So immediately I had to take a minute, Autumn, because um your dad, this his energy is kind of like hyped up, like he's very excited to talk to you. He's very excited to be doing this. He's saying that he's actually very grateful for the time he had here. I want to say he kind of looks I want to say young as well. He said that he knew he was going to pass. He did everything he could that he knew of to prevent it, but he couldn't. He said he kind of felt like being on a steam train that was just running out of control. I mean, he looks kind of hyped up. Yeah, he died in his early 50s, like hyper. Um, and he says he felt like, sorry, I'll pause. He was very into his work and I did not get to spend time with. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back to Autumn. So he kind of felt like everything was just kind of like on a speed train and he couldn't stop it and it crashed. He just felt like everything crashed. It was something he wished he could have stopped or controlled and he couldn't. But he's grateful that he had the time he had. Um it's kind of like life was a little bit different. At least when I hear him, he says life was a little bit difficult. He keeps saying to remember him something about July, to remember him July. So Autumn, if you can talk back to me so you can confirm anything I'm saying so we can get that out of the way. Always make sure you can get confirmations from the person reading you. We were chatting back and forth last few months and talking again. He wasn't in my life a bunch. Okay. Yeah, I feel like how did he pass? Can you confirm what he's saying? Because he's saying everything happened. My youngest son turns 2 in July. Ah, ooh, got chills again. It was like a not major chills, it was like a little chill. So that's when they kind of pushed this energy, cancer and kidney failure. Okay. Yeah. So do you know if he was kind of like really hard on his body? Because he's showing me like he just kind of like someone who might have partied a lot at some point in his life, because he's saying that he really kind of pushed himself in that kind of way. Anyway, he's grateful. Maybe that's why he's grateful that you're talking to him, because he wasn't that involved in your life and you chose to talk to him. So he's just really grateful for it. He was a mechanic, didn't take care of himself. He was actually a lot of fun though, but maybe not for you so much. But thank you for talking back to me so well. Thank you so much. Okay. So this is how this is going. The first 10 people, we're not putting what you want. I'm not that kind of reader. I know people tend to pick people based on questions. Part of that is to know if they can answer them. It's little tricks of the trade people do. Thank you so much, Autumn. Or it could just be their process. But a lot of times, readers like to go for things that it's harder to just go on it without knowing what someone wants. So thank you, Autumn, so much. You're welcome. I'm doing the first 10 guaranteed readings. I guess I should reword that next time. The first 10, I think Josh isn't getting a reading, CJ. I think Josh just wanted to show support, he said. So we may have more openings than I thought. The first top 10 people to donate, I'm going to read. And then after that, I'm just picking people random, and donations are appreciated but not required. I'm again offering the code 50% off of my readings with the code LIVE for the next 24 hours, only giving this code out to those who are on my live. I'm not going to advertise it on Instagram or my regular YouTube or anywhere else. And you can share it with someone if you want. Okay. So I think we're going to go for Shannon. So I'm pretty sure Josh didn't want a reading, and I appreciate Josh's donation and just showing support. That's very kind of him. I read Josh on a private reading the other day, and so just said he wanted to show another appreciation for that reading as well. So thank you so much, Josh. That's very, very kind of you. Medium grandmother, mom's side, my pronouns she, her. Shannon, per star student. I mean, actually, all of you so far have been star students. All of you have been star students. Thank you so much. Thank you for being like on it. So Shannon's a perfect example of like how we're doing this. Remember stars? I don't know if anyone else teachers did that, but okay. All right, Shannon. So medium grandmother on your mom's side. Okay, here we go. I'm going for it. So I just like, sorry, what happens a lot because when I'm reading, they can hear my thoughts and they can hear your thoughts and feel you. Your grandmother was commenting on my thoughts because I was like, this music's really weird. And she was kind of moving into it. She's actually got a very positive attitude, is what I'm trying to say. She's saying that she knew she was going to pass. She was prepared for it. She doesn't have any ill will about it. She wanted to pass kind of in a very like peaceful place, like almost like when you could pass at home or something like this, or in a hospice situation. Um, so I feel like she was kind of, I wanted to see where she went. Where did she go? Because I feel like I lost her. Where is she? Is she commenting yet? Okay. Um, and I feel like there she is, there's Shannon. Okay. So Shannon, yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that she was there still. It's okay. She's talking about that everything kind of in the moment. Oh my gosh, yes, yes. So she's saying that in the moment, she just felt really good. And you know what was important to her? There were people that she had in her mind. She did believe in something, a life after death. And she did believe that if she kind of, I don't know, this sounds really strange, but be positive about it, that she would connect to those that she cared about. It actually was very important to her to see someone. And I keep seeing a few people. I see this young man and a woman. Did she have a son that passed or something? Because there was a lot of pain, unless it was her partner in life, because she had a lot of pain about loss. So for her, this was almost like going home. That's what I hear her saying. She keeps saying something about, hold on. She's really funny. She hears my thoughts. She's like, "Oh, honey, don't worry about that." Like I don't know if she's from the South, but it reminds me of that very like I don't know. Yes, but after her brother was young. Okay, okay. So she was more there for him. He died after her. Is that what you're saying? I think that's what she's saying. Her brother passed away young and she was very, oh, okay. Oh gosh. She like, yeah, she just really wanted to see him. I just feel like I got tears. It was very important. She definitely believed she was going to see him. Um, and she definitely knew that she had every belief in that. But she wants to tell you it isn't like what people think. There's no punishment. There's no hell. No, her brother died before her, but her son just recently. No, I know. I think it's the brother she saw. You know what I mean? That she was waiting to see. You see what I mean? Like that's who she saw when she passed, because she was showing it to me like someone was there when she was passing. Yeah, she's really awesome. She's the person to like get positive things from. She's the person if you want to have a uplifting feeling. She's very advice giving because she had given me two different advices about things I didn't need to worry about. Like if you have anxiety, which I have a feeling that's what she's talking about, she's the one. Okay. All right. Thank you, Shannon. So the what we're doing here is I'm Adele Lavine. I'm doing intuitive for those of you new to me and medium readings today. The first 10 people to donate, I'm going to put you at the top of the list to guarantee a reading. After that, I'm just going to pick people randomly. Daisy's next. When I call upon you, that is only when you're going to say, I want an intuitive reading and I want to know about my job, or want intuitive reading, ask a specific question. I'm not a general reader. I'm not a tarot card reader. I see naturally and I remote view these readings. So I can see what's going to happen with your job. I can see what's going to happen with the relationship. We all, thank you. I wanted to do this for over a year and hear from her. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, that makes me still feel really happy. Daisy Lynn, hey Adela, I like a medium reading. Grandmother on my father's side, pronouns she, her. Daisy, gold star. Gold star. Why don't I just have a gold star up and ready to go? Gold star. Why did I put gold star in here? Like emoji's gonna know that. Okay. All right, Daisy. Awesome. Thank you. Everyone follow Daisy's lead for when it's your turn. Right now, how many spots do we have left, CJ? For the first 10, top 10 to donate any amount, doesn't matter. I'm just trying to make this super fair to me and to everyone all across the globe, all across the globe, all across. We have 4 spots left. So if you want a guaranteed reading, I don't care if it's $1, whatever. It just makes it, it's like, there is a thing in magic, by the way, there's a thing called paying the coin. And paying the coin doesn't always mean actual money. It means that you are exchanging an exchange of energy. And so the thing that I feel like is that sometimes I've done this and I don't feel like the energy is exchanged, or people kind of want a lot for me and they want a reading every time, and it doesn't become fair. So this is a way to kind of even the thing of like, you know, energy exchange, but it's not, like I said, always about money. Um, when they talk about that in magic. All right, so we're going to start with Daisy, grandfather on my father's side. Okay. I like all these parental types. Ooh, another advice person. The person I feel connected to, yeah, he has a really good vibe. He's saying that, he lived in for a good amount of time, and he said he feels extremely connected to this place, like he was connected to earth, he was connected to this place. um he's saying that, what I mean by that is he was very grounded, he's very practical. He was actually telling me things like, don't worry about all the little stuff, that stuff works itself out. Like, he's just giving advice. He definitely was prepared to pass, Daisy. He actually felt very grateful for his life. He didn't mind. Was he much older? Because he looks pretty older. I want to say 80s, maybe, if this is the right person. He says he didn't mind getting older. He wanted to get older. He says there's some peace at letting stages of your life go. Yeah, I was gonna say 70s, but he looked like 80. Maybe he got, because he keeps talking about getting very thin. He said for him, he just kept kind of gradually deteriorating. And he feels like he was really actually too young to have passed with his mindset. Like, he was prepared to be here longer. Um, he was okay with being here longer. Like, some people don't like getting older, but he wasn't one of them. I keep getting a taste for, what is he giving me a taste? Something like fruit. Fruit is like a fruit pie or something. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why he's talking about it. He's saying, to remember to take the time to enjoy your life. Um, Apple pie, he always made that. Oh gosh. Wow, that's what it was. I was gonna say, was gonna I had a feeling because it reminded me of the McDonald's, back in the day. Do they still sell those? I don't know. Yeah, so he's saying that he's very much always trying to comfort you, Daisy Lynn. He's always trying to remind you not to stress out, not to overthink everything, um, and not to take life so seriously. I don't know, he's just really, really awesome. I don't know if you remember him like that, but he's a super awesome. Can you put Christina on the list? Thank you, Christina, for the donation. You guys can do it through PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want to interrupt this moment to say that. See, that's what's hard about this. This is very pure, but I want people to know that if you wanted to use Super Chat, you can if it's more convenient. Daisy Lynn, I just want to kind of say this. Your grandfather's the type, I'm an overthinker and being so serious that resonates so much. He's like, listen, you know, have a glass, this is lemon water, have a glass of something, sit back, relax, take it easy. Don't overthink everything. Don't stress. He says the small stuff usually works itself out. And if you're actually trying, and this is advice to everybody from beyond the grave, um, if you're actually trying in life, things happen. He says it's those who stop trying. If you can, yes, Christina, we got your donation. Thank you. So can you put Christina on the list? I think I have 3 more spots for guaranteed top 10 people reading, which I'll reword it better next time. Um, Daisy Lynn, if you can confirm what he said about his passing and how he passed, that would be great. And I'm going, because I like to know, always make sure, you guys, when you get readings from people, make sure he was a relaxed guy. Match. Oh my God, I love his energy so much, Daisy Lynn. I think I'm going to have to take his advice for sure. This is what I love about reading. I can feel what it's like for it to be that person. He had part problems for a while. Yeah, and I can feel and I learn so much from when I'm reading you guys and seeing the world according to you, and I learn what it's like reading spirits and what it's like to them. Didn't want to go to the doctor though. Yeah, I could see that. He's a narcissist. He's like, work itself out. Maybe some things, because I even said that to him telepathically, like, well, not everything. I get that attitude. I could see that about him. It makes total sense with the way he looked at life. He wasn't going to live on machines and things like that. It's just not the type. Okay, guys. So I just wanted to let you know I am offering 50% off my readings with the code live again. So those of you are interested, and we're going to move on. He cured his diabetes with cake. What? Okay. Listen to your grandpa. Some things you do got to take care of, or not. If he didn't want to, he didn't want to. All right, Christina's next. Christina, what you're going to do is you're going to tell me what type of reading, an intuitive reading, and if it's intuitive reading, what subject matter you like me to look at, and medium reading. Thank you so much, Daisy Lynn. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for letting me do this. Thank you for trusting me. This is very intimate, and this is very um, um, emotional and all kinds of things a part of you. So never ever let, at least that's what I believe in as far as readings go. So I take it to heart, very much to heart. Somebody who's lost many people. I've lost 3 parents by the time I was 28. So I know what the pain feels like. And so I never take advantage of that. Thank you, Katie, for the donation. Thank you so much. Chilling like a villain on that. All right, Christina, she's up. I think we have 3 spots left for the guaranteed top 10 reading. Is that how to say it? I feel like I'm saying it really dumb. Gold stars all around. Yes, gold stars all around. Christina, though, where did she go? We're waiting for you, girl. Actually, and also let me know what pronoun you would like to refer me, for me to refer you. Can the donation be reserved a spot? Yes, Katie. Sorry about that. I saw. Yes, Katie. So we have 2 spots left. Katie is on the list. All right, Christina. Christina, then Katie. If Christina isn't up to go, then we can just go with Katie, and then we'll go to Christina. So, Katie, are you there? Going once, going twice. In the meantime, um, just so you know, I'm always trying to kind of teach you guys a little bit about readings. This is why I like to read the way I do. Even when you book a reading with me, you don't pick a medium or intuitive reading because you may change what you're feeling. And I don't want to know. I want to know in the moment because it's going to feel more pure and authentic to you. It definitely feels more pure and authentic to me. So I don't like to know what reading you're going to choose ever. It is obviously harder, and that's the way it is. So I think we're going to go with Katie, and hopefully Christina will come back to us. They, she, intuitive, best way to connect. Oh no, there's Christina. So I'm going to go with Christina. Aliens are extra dimensional beings. Yes, they are. Absolutely, Jason. I believe in that. Medium readings, you connected with my dad a couple of days ago. Could we please connect again? Okay, can you remind me how he passed so I can just like get information? He'll just talk as of now and just tell me. Yes, Space Cadet. Yes, we're going to talk aliens. If you want to hang out, after I do a few more readings, we are talking about the news and what's going on in the news. Matter of fact, let me pull my alien stone to wear, to hold, not to wear, while I'm reading. I had this stone. Okay, I'm gonna just start and tell and saying what he's telling to me, Christina. But if you can confirm how he passed, so I don't, I just want to make sure I'm the right person. All right. So the first thing I feel here, Christina, is that he's saying that, oh, okay, here we go again. He's happy to have this conversation with you. Um, oh, okay, we're having people doing alien stuff. We are going to talk alien stuff. Just let me do these readings. I'm going to start it over for her. Let me do this reading, and then we are definitely going to chat alien conversation. Um, yeah, so he's saying that he's just excited that you chose him, that you wanted to talk to him again. He's kind of more jumping into advice about your life. He's saying, in his life, he kind of ran forward and thought he did, and then it's kind of like someone who runs forward, and I know it is. I know it is. That's what I hear him saying. He does things and asks questions later. You know how someone's like, "Let's just do this," and then they go, I don't have to think about it. He just kind of did his life very haphazardly, like he did whatever he felt came to him, felt right in the moment. He says that you are kind of feeling kind of stuck and things aren't moving as fast as you would like. Because of that, he kind of tended to like meeting reading my dad. Yes, Christina, I'm reading you. I'm reading you. I'm talking to him. You have to answer back, but maybe that's like delayed chat. Um, he's saying to you, like he's trying to talk to you about the things going on in your life. He's trying to advise you to kind of maybe we connected a couple days ago. Christina, I'm reading you. What's happening? I'm reading you. um, he's talking to me. He's saying that, he's kind of more giving advice of your life today. He's trying to help you right now. And he's saying that for him, he kind of did things that were, fast and furious. And he felt like he wasn't careful and that you're feeling stuck and he's trying to help you get unstuck. When you talk to someone again, they're just going to talk to you about what's happening in your current time right now. And so he's talking about your life currently. And he's saying that, you are kind of overthinking everything, but not so much overthinking thing. Actually, I'm going to correct that. You're getting stuck in your life. Since he was someone who kind of just went, it didn't always work out for him because sometimes things crashed and burned for him. And that was the downside to his life. I'm not sure if she's hearing this because I haven't heard from her besides her asking me to read, even though I'm reading right now. But he is trying to help you currently with things. He talks about not to feel bad about anything to do with your family, freak accident, oil field. Yes, right. So he's saying not to feel bad about your family. Don't wait for your family. You got to do what's best for you. Don't feel like you have to pause your life for them. So I did the reading, I don't know if you got it or not. I can't, you know, keep checking with that because otherwise it will delay these readings way too long. But if you want to re-watch the reading, you'll see what he had to say. I did connect to Christina Elliott. I connected to your father. Um, he's talking about current life. When you talk to someone again, then they just kind of talk to about currently. We don't go over how he passed because we already did that. I just wanted to remember because that I started to remember who he was. I just didn't remember all of it details. Okay. So Katie, thank you, Sarah Jean. Sarah's on the list. So you put Sarah Jean. Thank you for the donation. So Sarah Jean's on the list, and we have one more spot left for the guaranteed top 10 reading. And then I'm just gonna randomly pick people after that. Okay, thank you. So we're gonna go with Katie. She, intuitive, best way to connect to my magic, energy work, root work. Oh, okay. You already got Katie's? Okay, cool. All right, Katie. Um, Katie, if this is this the Katie who I know? Okay, Jay Lee has gotten the last top 10 reading after that. Um, I don't have to say that because CJ's here. I'm sorry. I'm going to start out with Katie. Is this a Katie I know from my from my Patreon? Okay, that's what I thought. All right, listen, Katie. Katie. I know Katie pretty well, and Katie overthinks everything. You think everything, overthink everything too much. My feeling with Katie, one of your greatest strengths in when it comes to magic is your ability to believe. I know this sounds like corny, but it's your ability to believe and to be strong in your belief. But the problem is you tend to jump a lot to what those beliefs are, meaning you jump around in those beliefs. You kind of like change it. So this is my feeling. You're very rooted into the earth. So working through the earth field and what that means, I'm feeling stuck. My chat is delayed. That's okay, Christina. I understand. Rewatch it and you can watch it again if you like. But Katie, I feel like you go sometimes there's ways if you want to go into the ether, what we were talking about, the aliens and the other dimension, or into that realm, or if you want to go through the earthly realm. So my feeling is working with earth spirits. I'm not person as familiar with that as other people. But if you want to get kind of witchy about it, if you're working with like the forest and nature and kind of going that direction, I don't feel like you're like a hippie dippy person to go walking around barefoot in the forest, but I feel like working with something tangible is more you. So working like with the moon and the sun and the stars and the planets and that way. I don't feel like you're the floating around type, meaning like kind of wanting to connect with the ether type. I feel like you're much more connected more through the earth. Katie, you should know better than to just sit there quiet. You have to help me understand if this is making sense to you. But that's what I see. I feel like I always see that with you. I honestly feel like it's much stronger. The force is with you, dear, much stronger than you think. The earth makes sense. I'd love to connect with the ether, but it's really difficult. It is very difficult. But when you connect with the earth and you go through the earth energy, that is how you will connect with the ether. Some of us, like me, I connect with the ether and then I have to learn to ground. Hi, newbie. Hello, Erica. Glad you came. Some of us connect more, like I connect more into the ether. Um, into that realm, into the spirit realm. And then I have to learn to be grounded. And grounded has been a lifelong lesson for me. And for you, you connect through the earth and it will help you connect with the ether. But you got to decide and you just got to do it because you just overthink everything over. Because I know her over and over and over and over and over. So at some point, you have to say, no, I'm going to connect with the earth. And then I'm just going to stick to that and hone it. Okay. Understand, hone that, and that will take you to the other. All right, so I'm going to meet Sarah. Just got to pick a practice and stick to it. You got to pick it from your heart, though, not from your mind. That's the problem. Okay, Erica, you're up next, right? Or is it Sarah? Sarah, sorry, Sarah. Hi, Adela. I was also adopted by my uncle, and I know him as my only dad. I would like a medium reading for his girlfriend. I can't read for someone else. Sorry. This reading has to be for you. So I can't do a medium reading, especially in a couple of minutes, but I never do it. I'll do the medium reading, but he will be talking to you. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay. Got it. So we're just going to call him your dad. You're like me. I was raised by my aunt and uncle, and you call him your dad, right? It's his girlfriend that passed. I don't really understand. Do you want to talk to him or his girlfriend? You want to talk to him or his girlfriend? Were you, did anybody understand that but me? Just keep it simple. Okay, you're just relating to my story. I understand. Okay. Just for the reading's sake, let's just keep it simple so I can know you want to talk to his girlfriend who passed. Got it. Okay, here we go. So the first thing I feel for is Sarah Jean. Um, she just like kind of showed me the sun. She's saying for her and her passing, I don't know. There's like a solemnness about her passing. She's saying her passing was untimely, meaning like she didn't expect it. Things kind of started to happen and she felt pulled under. It's almost like getting pulled under a riptide. That's what she's saying. She said everything just kind of got a little out of control in her life. She feels responsible and she's sorry, or she feels like she could have prevented. But I feel like when I'm hurt, the sunshine was about that she feels happy and she feels uplifted. She's not in a sad place. She's not in a sad place anymore. Yes. Okay. Okay. So yes, that makes sense. So it was suicide. Okay. So I always like to put up the prevention. She was a very sunny, uplifting person. If we can throw up the 1-800 number of suicide prevention number. With that said, when people unlive themselves, right, um, they are given in that, thank you, CJ, they are given caring and healing. So what they show me is they go through kind of like a rehab where you have to heal and you have to face everything she caused. She's saying for her sunshineness came out of pain. Like she just tried to smile through it or feel better through it. She tried everything to feel better. And she said she just kind of went into this deep, dark place, like kind of like a riptide getting pulled under. She's saying that for her, she just felt like she couldn't find her way back, but she says she had no idea she was going to be aware and alert of everybody and everything and know what the pain that it caused. Like she knew that she didn't know that she was going to feel the pain she caused everyone. She thought she'd be removed from this place. So contrary to what people think, Sarah and everyone else, when people unlive themselves, they do have to face everything and the pain they caused others, and they have to heal and they have to grow. So she says all she can say to you is that this wasn't meant to hurt anybody. That must have been so hard. It's like her pay she this came from very young. This came from a very long time ago. It had nothing to do with anyone particularly that knew her, like you or her father or anyone who knew her in that way. This came from a very young, a long ago place. However, she wishes that she understood about healing and finding a way to get like therapy and things like this because she didn't really get to do that. So she wants to say, please remember her this August or in August. She says she like throws a kiss and she says, and she kind of wore almost like a, I want to say, obviously she's just energy, but it looked like almost like a sundress because she's talking about summer and loving summer. So if you can confirm some things about that, that would be helpful. I'm going to do the one last reading on the first 10 donation readings that came in. And that's going to be, I think she put it up, right? Jay Lee. Yes, she loved summer and rainbows. Oh, that's why like I saw the sun like that. The sun like that. Rainbows. Yeah. It was like for her, Sarah Jeans, I'm not sure about August, but I'll be on the lookout. Also check and see if there's something about August that's significant. Okay. Mediumship, my husband's mother, pronouns she, her. Okay. Did I talk to her before? All right, so this is the last. Jay Lee is the last, and then I'm going to pick people randomly. And in between, we're going to talk about aliens, and I'm going to pick people randomly to read. And then after that, not after that. That's all I wanted to say about that. We talked to my uncle before. Okay. Yeah, I feel like people are, that's right, CJ. When I hear the word suicide, I'm right. Because people are very irresponsible on here, and I'm very ethical and responsible. I'm a medium and I'm an intuitive, but I'm not a therapist and I'm not a psychiatrist and I'm not a psychologist. And having many families, members in my family who have degrees in this, it takes 12 years plus to really know how to qualify for that sort of thing, i.e., some people we know, like on Hulu, who they're doing the cult show about, seem to think about themselves. Okay. Never take that lightly. All right. So we are going to, so that's why I do that. Even in my readings, I let people know, I will give people that. And if it's someone is in really need, I direct them to a professional, mental health professional. All right. So Jay Lee, we're going to go. Yes, there's always help. Please get mental health professional to help. Spirituality is supposed to help you understand and help you in life, but it is not the solve. It is not the solvent. It's not the resolve of everything. It's to help, not to replace. And anybody who is a spiritual teacher or reader who's telling you what they're doing replaces everything is a cult leader. Run. Okay. So, Jay Lee, we're going to talk. We're going to now start yours. Mediumship, my husband's mother. So, your mother in law. Okay. So the first thing I feel from her, Jaylee, is like she's just like happy to be here. She's like, I'm not going to take any energy from you. I don't need it. She said she knew that that things were coming this direction. She saw this coming from far away. She knew she was going to pass. She was prepared for it. She keeps showing me her cooking for some reason. She's talking about Thanksgiving. Like she's just kind of all over the place for just connecting. I'm trying to keep up with her. She has a lot of energy. She says she's very excited because she wants her son to know that she is still his mother and she is still caring and she is of this world, but you aren't aware of it. She keeps saying that like everything started burning in her chest down her throat. So I don't know if she was on a feeding tube or even life support because she says everything burned going in this direction and it was painful. I don't know what that's about. that she just wanted to go. She kind of, it's almost like when people are poking and prodding. I don't know if she was in the hospital for a while, but she just didn't want to exist like that anymore. But she's also extremely grateful for everything and everyone. If you, I don't know if this makes sense, but if you can, Jaylee, confirm things, that would be great. She's talking about the church or talking about prayer or something about for her. Um, she's also saying, yeah, yeah, she was an amazing cook and very she overdosed in her sleep. Okay. What? Okay. Yes, we pray for her all the time. What, when she overdosed, was this pills then? Like, was she taking something? Sorry, guys. Just need a little of the caffeine bump and water. I think the burning is almost like, I know this is very graphic, but I don't know if something was trying to come up. Like, she had breast, oh, she had beat breast cancer. Hmm. Yeah, the poking and the prodding, she was addicted to painkillers. I feel like she might have, like, regurgitated at some point because there's, or she had a heart, or she, oh no, could feel like a heart attack. I've had people tell me when they pass in their sleep, they can feel the burning, and some people just don't. And I feel like that's what happened. But for her, she just didn't want, um, a lot of what she went through fighting that was difficult. I don't feel like it was purposeful, but it's almost like someone who's like, I did the best I can. I tried the best I can. I just couldn't fight it. Um, you know, and it must be the addiction. She's saying that, she just wants you to know there's forgiveness, and she's been forgiven in this place. She's very happy to connect with those who have passed. Um, but more importantly, she's talking about grandchildren, a baby. Are you going to have a baby? Are you wanting to have a baby? Because when I see them holding a baby out to you, a baby girl, or do you already have that? Be wary. Unless you're like Adela, it can't happen, it's not possible. Then maybe it's something that's already happened. Maybe it's already a kid you have. Um, So I'll be anxious to hear about that. I was pregnant with our first child when she passed away. We also have another child and are planning on another. Ooh, damn, she's good. She's holding a little girl. So they're very good at helping you get pregnant. So yeah, that's what we're going to end with. Thank you, Jaylee. Well, damn, that was cool. We had a baby girl 3 years ago, but we're trying for another. Well, there you go. It might be another girl then, because this one she's holding out to you, or it's the one you already had. But I kind of feel like it's the one, and it looks like you could get pregnant pretty quick. So be aware. All right, guys. Thank you. That's all the people that donated, the top 10 people. Thank you guys for your donations. Thank you so much for letting me read you. Yes, please subscribe and like and share. That would be awesome because it helps me get up the algorithm. YouTube is like no joke, trying to navigate. It's so flooded, but I'm grateful that I at least got in before. Like, I see people try to go from TikTok to YouTube, and it's not always easy. I am offering the code live for 50% off my readings for the next 24 hours. And sometimes I'm going to do this, and sometimes I'm not going to do this. So you'll never know when I'm offering this code out. I'm only offering it to those of you who are sitting here watching or rewatching this in the 24-hour period. That today is obviously June 6th. Today was my mother who passed birthday, by the way. I should recognize that. Um, I subbed and like, thank you, Katasa. All right, so let's talk a little bit of alien talk real quick, and then I'll pick people randomly. Although donations for those who I'm picking are welcome but not required. I guess next time I'll have to change it to donations are required for the first top 10, but not after that or something. I'll work on the wordage better. Thank you. Real quick, There's a lot of talk out there about the government starting to acknowledge it. Something about me, CJ, for being the one of the best mods. I know CJ's like a goddamn like robot mod. She's like not human. Just kidding. She is really awesome. But I am going to pick people randomly in a minute, and I'm going to do a few more readings before, you know, for you guys. So just so you know, the haha robot with boobs. Hey, that's possible. They're making them. It's going to be interesting times, guys. When the robots with boobs you can do things with. Okay, so I feel that what's going on with the government is that they're leaking this to conspiracy confirmed CJ isn't human. Exactly. I feel that they're, you know, trying to get people comfortable with things. I know there's like this whole thing about invasion. I don't really feel that. I myself have only had experience with interdimensional beings. Why is UFOs able to appear, disappear with at will? Dimensional beings are used as vehicles. Yeah, Jason, I feel that they're interdimensional. My experience have only been interdimensional. I just joined and you're already talking about robots with boobs. Exactly. There you go. I feel that they're interdimensional. I do feel there could be craft, right? But I don't necessarily feel that craft is the only form. So, in other words, interdimensional beings are very different. I absolutely believe there's ways to kind of split the dimensions and go through them. Thoughts on star seed stuff, collective cards. You know what I'm going to say? Collective cards. It's a lot of BS. That's what I'm going to say. Anytime people try to kind of believe like, oh, there's these star seeds that I come from, especially I've noticed on here and on TikTok that I'm a star seed and I'm special and therefore I can do all these things. It's just anytime someone tries to make it like, I'm special, it's bullshit. Sorry. Can I say bullshit on YouTube? I don't forget. Um, it's just like whenever you make it complicated, it's BS. And alien beings, right? I just did like CERN, ADA. What's ADA? My name, you're saying? CERN. CERN is the machine that you're talking about that they can like, hit the molecules and things like that. Is that what you're referring to? Yeah, I listen. Are there beings? Are there other beings? Red flag. Yes, it's a red flag. When people are saying I'm a star seed or I'm communicating with star seeds and therefore I'm more special than you, it's ridiculous. Here's a little clue about ETs. They're willing to talk to anybody who's willing to talk to them. Um, Obviously, you can't abuse the situation, and they talk very telepathic. So if you're open, and that goes for all things paranormal, guys. One thing I love about the Bigfoot Collectors Club's podcast, what they always say, and it's true, if you're looking at something, it looks back. And it's true. I've been saying it in a different way for years, which is it is available to you. Aliens, spirits, cryptics, whatever. If you're looking for it, they're going to look back at you if you're willing to. So the idea of making it so complicated is a way to make you feel like you're not in the elite crowd. It is something you have to trust and you have to feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like you have to kind of learn your belief system and what you believe. So what do you guys think of the government coming out with these things? I'm very sorry, misspelling typed. It's okay. My feeling is to make people comfortable. Um, we all speak fluent typo, right? I feel like they're trying to get people comfortable with this. And then there's another theory that maybe they're don't really know anything that's going on. See, I don't think the government is that clever. All you got to do is think about the DMV and you know, how the pandemic was handled. I don't feel like government is as clever. I think people want it to believe that there's this deep underground world. Although I did have a strange experience that I wonder about because I remote view um, with someone, the upside down, i.e., Stranger Things. Yes. I mean, Stranger Things is based on something real, and I posted this on my TikTok. It's based on remote viewing. That was a program that they were studying with the CIA. And the upside down is basically a dimension within our dimension. Of course, they have to make it like dark and scary because that's what sells, and people love dark and scary. But that's not necessarily necessary. I think they're starting to realize they can't keep it hidden anymore. I don't think it's that actually, or they're hiding something else in UFO. It's just a distraction for what could be. I don't really think it's that either, the DMV. My feeling is that they kind of know people are talking about it. They're always going to bring it up and kind of acknowledge it, but I feel like they're always testing the temperature of what people are comfortable with. And to be honest, when I have done videos on UFOs and ETs, I get more more people angry at me than anything I post. Demons, spirits, dimensions, whatever. That I'm psychic, quote unquote, I'm intuitive, I can see things. People get more upset. Question. Are you asking a question? Yes. What's your question? What's your question? So the upside down, why could you speak truth? Hmm? Not quite sure what you're saying. Whoa, I disappeared to put chicken nuggets in the toaster oven. Now we're on Demas. No. Um, why? Because you speak truth. Yeah, people get very because it messes with their religious beliefs. The idea that we're human and we were made by one person or God, and that we're special and there's nothing else. They say after Jack Parsons opened portal right where Area 51 is in their late 50s. I, you know, I listen, my experiences is that realm is around us all over. There are no hot spots. Don't worry about the hot spots. I feel like it's all over. And I feel like if you are willing to see through what the veil really is opening your sight, your eyes to see beyond this world. What that realm has always shown me, including the kind of interdimensional beings, um, is that, seeing is just opening up and seeing a world behind the world, very much like Constantine or the Matrix. Anyone love Keanu Reeves? Because obviously I'm hitting all his movies so far. It's the idea of being opening up and seeing what's beyond. All of those things are exaggerated because it's fun for movies and TV. But and the veil is so thin between us. The veil is just your sight. I wear glasses a day long. My sight is limited on both worlds. Well, wake it up. It's just like opening up and seeing. Just pay attention because it is happening all around you. And even higher dimensional beings, which just higher doesn't mean better, just means a little more experienced. They're able to make connection to you if you are willing to do so. I do feel like I feel like the government's kind of taking a temperature. I feel like they always take a temperature to see where people are at in their acceptance of these things. Do I feel like they know everything? No, but I do feel like they know something. What do you think of the idea that there could be something bigger out there that people refuse to believe because it makes them feel safer? I'm not quite sure what you mean by bigger out there and people refuse to believe because yes, people don't yes, I see what you're saying. People don't want their world to be rocked. They don't want to go, "Oh, wait a minute, there's other beings. We're not alone." I mean, which I don't know how we could think we're alone. I mean, it's a big universe. And I feel like people just get scared when they don't have their nice little boxes. And you got to remember, religion is a way to control everyone and to have the idea that there's a God that's in charge of everything, and be a good girl and be a good boy and be a good person and be a good human, whatever, right? The way they want all these little boxes for us to fit is also a way to control. and not question things so people can stay in power. So, things are a little less black and white and more gray, and why um, there's the world is built and resistant to things. While we continue this awesome chat, which I love to hear back from you guys, your thoughts on it, but I definitely believe in it. I've only experienced, I have seen a black triangle, but I did have someone in a very weird way I met explain that those were made by us, and they were not. They were made by us, but maybe based on something else. Is it statistically impossible? That would be the only planet in the solar system, right? When Adela was on Periscope, countless people tried to debunk her, and they couldn't. Got to witness her do remote viewing, and it's always had to everyone's speechless. Yes, speaking of, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scream in the mic. I am teaching remote viewing online, an online class this Friday. You can go to my website, Lavine.eth, and sign up. And I want to show you guys, because everyone always shocks that they can do. Remote viewing is not astral projection. Remote viewing is you have to have a target that you focus on, a person, a place, and you're awake and you're alert and you focus on it and you see what the building looks like and walk around. That's what Stranger Things is based on. It's based on the study that CIA did on psychic phenomenon to see if you can get people to remote view. But Adele abduction stopped by saying Jesus' name out loud a lot of times. That tells me you can also say Bobby's name. I mean, it's a belief. It's your belief system. Your true belief in something is what matters, in the light, in something light. And I was listening to BCC today, and Michael and Riley said that, and I've been 100% was like great that they said that, because that's what I've always said. It's more your belief and will to know that there's something more that can protect you. But for me, I use St. Michael, but you can use Jesus or you can use anything. It's not the Jesus. To me, it's the belief system. Too much red tape within the government, a large turnover rate to be super competent about certain things. So not a big conspiracy, right? But as the newer generation gets higher up, they release info. That makes sense. That was perfect. Mayhem. Perfect. I took the class during quarantine with you. It was so cool. Awesome. Thank you, Korchik. Intention. Exactly. Collective cards. There is this. I don't know what that means. Would you say you have a strong? Do I have a strong? I'm a reader. So yes, I read people. Speaking of which, go ahead and throw your emojis up if you would like an intuitive, if you would like a reading. Don't tell me what type of reading. I'm going to pick people random, and once I pick you, you're going to tell me what type of reading you like. So go ahead and throw your emojis up if you'd like a reading. I am an intuitive and medium reader. I don't think you guys realized it, but the readings you saw me do just a little while ago that is remote viewing. You can remote the future, present, and past. You can remote view using, I remote view looking and seeing the spirit world and showing them. Hell yes, she does. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I've taken, Katie says, I've taken remote viewing class and it's a lot of fun. Almost everyone saw something and was so surprised they managed to do it. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, TB. So I am going to go with who I was pulled to, collective cards. Okay, collective cards. So again, donations are appreciated, not required. The top 10 people I've read already. If you would like to donate and support what I do, whatever, super chat's fine. And I have all the information in my description. But other than that, let's go. So where did she go? Collective cards. What type of reading would you like? And then after collective cards, we're going to go with Lay R. Leia R. Just be ready to go, Leia, after collective cards. Intuitive future family. What do you mean? Can you be a little more specific, by the way? You mean what's the future for your family, or what do you mean? You guys, this is the same cup. I have the same mug I got a year ago, or the same goblet as Johnny Depp. Mega. Was it called? Mega. Why can't I think of it? Sorry, I just hit the mic. Sorry about that. Mega pint. I'm having issues with knowing if I should be trying to for a child now or not. Mega pint. Thank you. Yes. All right, I'm going to answer that. Maybe that's why I felt okay. So collective cards. This is my feeling. Hi, Susie. Let me take a look at you a little closer. Remote viewing, by the way. This is my feeling collective. I like her. She's humble and funny. Thank you, Jason. Collective cards. I feel like, when I see you, you're just kind of like running all over the place. Like you kind of have a lot you want to do and a lot you want to see. I feel like you're feeling pressure to have a kid. It doesn't feel like this is coming more from you than it's coming outside of you. Like I feel like you're actually someone who has so much you want to do. And actually, you're right. There is so much for you to do. There is so much for you to see. I feel like this is pushing you into a small box. I don't know. I just saw your energy very big. I just saw you as a big personality. I feel like you're trying to do what you think is the right thing for maybe the person you're with or other people in your family. Um, and I feel like you're just kind of spinning your wheels. In other words, I almost feel like you're spinning your wheels like buying time, if that makes sense. So if you can comment back, by the way, I know there's a lot of chat. Thank you. You might be right. I actually feel like you've had plans to maybe oh, guess what the name of the song is? And this is just like YouTube random song, but I do believe, see how there's the world behind us, that this is a sign for collective calls. It's called To Ponder. And we're just talking like you hear the music. This is just like copyright, like non, copyright free music. Just and it's called To Ponder. I have a stepson, but I do want us a baby. So there you go. This is what I mean, guys. You got to look for it's all around you. You have access. It's like a video game. Like I play video games. I don't know about you, but video games, you have to kind of look for things that are helping you with the game. And you're like, oh, I kind of knew it told me to. That's how it works. I can't hear the music, but that might just be me. Oh, is the music too low? I'm trying to make it like backgroundy. I can put it up a little more. Anyway, I feel like this is not the right time. I feel like I know you want to do this, but I feel like it's more the pressure. I hear someone calling on Snapchat. I can hear it now. I put it up higher. And I feel like when I see you, you're just kind of like wandering around looking for almost like something to tell you the right sign or moment. But I feel like you already know this just isn't the right time. I could see this in a few years, but I feel like there's something you're supposed to be pursuing, that maybe making your own work or something like this. This is definitely something you're pushing, but that's just what I see. Ultimate decision is yours, of course. Okay. All right. We're going to move on. Next random person. Um, yes. So I don't know if that makes sense, but you see the To Ponder. It's like video games, when you play video games, especially decision making games. Like speaking of Stranger Things, which I think Two Souls was based on. I think Stranger Things was exactly like that game. But when you do a decision making game, right? All right. So, are you guys still here? Still here, right? Thank you guys so much. Donation, hilarious. I love decision based games. It's very similar, right? So then, you know how you make those, you're like, oh, something's kind of hinting me this direction or that direction. And every decision you make kind of has like a domino effect. And that's really how the future works. And as you make decisions, the domino effect happens in possible outcomes. You unlock, right? Hi, Susie. Matter of fact, I should play Two Souls again. All right, so we are going to go to the next person I said. So true, divinity. No, because I don't believe in divine. I don't believe in a preset. I don't believe in preset at all anything. So I'm not sure if that's what you meant. I believe every decision we make has a possible outcome. So it's just possible outcomes, but finding the one that is more true to who you are. The future doesn't happen to you. Domino effect is real. Okay. Second year of university coming up. How will it go? What is the energy surrounding this area of my life? Pronouns they, them. Leah, you killed it. Hi, Michael. Thank you. That's how you ask for a reading. I sent it too soon. I meant domino effect is real. Okay, awesome. All right, guys. Just so you know, I'm picking people randomly. I had the first 10 people who donated was a guaranteed reading. Now I'm just going to pick people random. If you want to donate, it's appreciated but not required. Code live for 50% off my readings if you want full readings. All right. Do you believe that if we believe in something with intent and emotion and believe it will manifest? Let me speak on that after I do her reading. There's a little more to it than that. And I think people simplify it way, way too much because obviously it's like believe. It's a little more to it. And I'm going to explain, Jason. But let me do this reading and I'll explain. Okay, Leah. Thank you. I feel like what's been going on with you, I feel like this is a good time for you. I feel like what you've been doing, I feel like you've been like kind of handling stuff. What I mean by that is that it feels like this is a time, thank you, TB. I think this is a time when it's almost like a quiet time where you get to explore. I do feel like I see you're trying to decide on what direction is really you and what direction is what you're being told is you. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like you have a really good handle on yourself. I just saw you very like it, almost like a introvert in a way, you know. And I feel like you do best when you kind of can go inside yourself, and you definitely know. I feel like you're kind of like a philosophical a time of self-discovery, right, person. And I feel like you, yes, introverted. I feel like you, and this is me remote viewing everybody. I'm looking at her. I'm not looking at all the details of her, but another form of remote viewing, which is very different than, Stranger Things, is seeing the person inside and how they connect, how they feel. But I feel like when I see you that there's something about you that's almost like a writer or a philosophical, like wants to kind of share with people your thoughts and how you see the world. I feel like this is a time where you're kind of about, willing to accept that about yourself. So, or learning to accept that about yourself. And I don't know, I just feel like you're really smart and you just can't rush anything and don't settle. I kind of sense that someone, you're feeling like, oh, should I just take the paycheck or do a job that's going to kind of like be guaranteed, or do I go on the road less traveled, if that makes sense? And I feel like I see you much happier on the road less traveled. I don't feel like settling is really obviously not the path you wanted. Oh my God, that's the exact question. Yeah. Go on the road less traveled because that's how you're built. You're not, What I mean by built is there's who we are when we come into this world, and then people try to change that, right? And tell you that's not who you are. And we know who we are, like at 5, and it's the core of you. It's your true self. And your true self is someone who always feels more comfortable on the fringe of life, or meaning on, yeah, a little bit the fringe of life. I feel like a writer, something who creates something of your own. Teaching, mm-mm. Sitting in an office, mm-mm. Out in the world, mm-hmm. Being out there amongst the people. So that's what I see. Yes, I like to draw and paint. Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that. Thank you so much, Leah. They were on top of it, and they, if you can see how they put it in the chat, what kind of reading they wanted. Second year of a university coming up. That's how we're going to go. So you very welcome very much, Leah. Leah, you sound like a great person. Aw, that's awesome. All right, so I'm picking people randomly. Let's do like a few more. Go ahead and throw in. I'm going to answer Jason's question though first, because it's a really good question about manifesting. So this is how I believe. Go ahead and put in emoji if you like a reading. Donations are appreciated but not required at this section. I will write it better next time, that the first 10 readings was required for a donation, but any amount is what I was requiring, all I was asking for. But let's let the chat run a little bit with some, so I can kind of like randomly pick a couple of people, so that you guys can be ready to go. This is what I feel about manifesting. It's not coming from a place of you think positive and therefore you'll have it or focus on it. I believe manifestation. I have a video on here about it. And I even have a lot of this, which I don't have because I took it with me to Mystic Museum for some dumb reason. My book, Peering into the Narrow Room, on Amazon, that I explain all these things. But I have a video on here also about manifestation. And what I feel like it is like you're pulling from, you have to meet the energy halfway. So if you focus on something, but you see it as pulling, thank you, XX Fox. Oh, donations weren't required, guaranteed for this point of it, but that's fine. If you misunderstood, I was going to pick people randomly at this point, whether you donated or not, but that's okay. I can, if you misunderstood, I can put you in for the reading. But you just wanted to donate. Oh, thanks, XX Fox. I appreciate it. So what it is like, if you focus on something, right? And you kind of label it what you want, but you got to see it as like energy going through the dimension. This is how I see it. I see it as that what you want exists in an energy form. That when manifesting really is that you're just turning it into something physical, much like, where did they go? Leah was talking about their, an artist, right? So an artist has to have something they put their art on, right? So if you have a vision of the art you want to do, and then you're putting it on. I'm going to do Love Marie next, and after her, or let me know how you want, when it's your reading, you'll let me know what kind of, let's just do Love Marie next, and then I'm going to pick someone after that. But when it's the idea that energy of what you want already exists, and you're only pulling it to here. So in other words, Matt just came into the room and says hi. Hi, Mather. Hi. That's her. Yeah, it's like an energy. So if you're like, let's say, imagine like an artist like, he visualizes what they want to create, right? But then you have to put it onto something physical. So when an artist has a vision of what they want to create, then they have to actually put it on something physical. But the image of it is already existing, right? And you ever notice that sometimes artists or some writers or whatever, they're kind of on the collective thought. They're like, oh, How did everybody kind of come up with the same idea and there's like a rush to who's going to be first? Because there is a collective thought, there is a collective energy. But you individually, who you are, what you want, it already exists in an energy form. So how I've done it is I look at it like gateways, and I label the gateways, and I see like the energy coming off of me, wrapping over what I want, and you yank it. You don't ask. You don't say, "Oh, I want to focus and please and I hope and I wish." You say it already exists and therefore it's connected to me and it is mine. And you pull it to you, because in the dimension that's around this dimension, it exists in energy form. But we do, because we live in the physical dimension, and it's a limited of time and space and physical limitations, have to turn it into something physical. And I've done this, meaning like I focused on wanting a car that I needed way back when this is where I first started, and I saw my energy wrapped around it and pulling it and pulling it. You have to claim it as already existing, not wishing and pleading and hoping. And you then have to also do the work. I mean, you got to get out in the world, you have to work, you have to do things. It doesn't just like magically happen to you. So I hope that explained that question, and we're going to go on and do the reading for Love Marie. So Love Marie, go ahead and put into the chat what type of reading you want, intuitive or medium, and we'll go ahead and do that reading. Medium, uncle on mother's side. Ooh, gold star for, and how would you like for me, your pronouns? Can you put your pronouns, please? By the way, in other dimension, the reason why we don't need pronouns in the other dimension is because nobody cares. We only care here, meaning like the reason why we have to say the pronouns here is because no one respects anybody and what they want to, who they are, and that the idea that we're fluid and that we aren't adhered to, um, these rules that we tend to put on in this plane. What I mean is you can turn into anything you want there. You can be a cat, you can be a woman, you could be a man, um, you can be a wizard, you can be whatever. And so people just see energy, but we need the pronouns here is what I'm trying to say, is because people don't respect people's energy, unfortunately. And so this is great that we're finally slowly catching up to a more higher conscious way of thinking, which is energy should be looked at, and what people feel connected to in that energy needs to be respected. I hope that her. I'm at work typing away, and I must admit that's pretty dang cool. My coworker told me about you. She sits right behind me. Oh, that's cool. And so, whenever I see people all upset about these changes, they're like, "Oh, this is happening, and why do I have to care about?" Because you know what? The boxes are coming off. People are starting to be multifaceted and being able to express who they are. In the other dimension, it's already existing that way. So we're really slowly catching up. I'm so happy to see people being free to be who they are. In the spirit realm, is language barrier? No. Been following your stuff for over a year and honestly had no idea I would be picked. Sorry that my question was oddly worded. I got over it. You're totally fine. Don't worry about it. Totally fine. Very interesting. I'm definitely going to look into your video on it. Thank you. You're welcome, Jason. So never make people feel like you're not thinking strong enough, not being positive enough, blah, blah, blah. Listen, life is hard. It's okay sometimes if you get overwhelmed. It's okay if sometimes you just feel like poopy. It's okay if you just want to play video games all day. It's okay if you just are tired. Being spiritual isn't always feeling like euphoric. And people who sell you that is because everybody wants that, and that's an easy sell. But we go through an ups and downs, and the spirituality is only trying to help you understand things beyond what the average way it's taught. It's trying to expand you, but it is not trying to limit you in any kind of way. So anything that's limiting you, run. Everyone gets gold stars today. Ooh, that hit. I like that explanation. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to do her. Wait, she, her. She said, love, Marie. Uncle on my mother's side. Thank you. Light bulb in the moment. Thank you. Good. Okay. I just lost it again because I'm uncle on mother's side. Okay. So the first thing I feel right away is like he's like, all right, let's do this. Like Love Marie. I feel like he's like, all right, let's go. He says that, he knew he was going to pass. Things were kind of hitting him kind of strong in life. He felt like he couldn't really control everything. It was like, all right, let's get this done. We only got a little time. He has a really go-getter attitude, but he says his go-getting attitude got him into trouble. He is saying that things got him into trouble with how he passed, meaning like he feels like guilty for contributing to his passing. He's saying that he says, listen, I've accepted, I caused a lot of problems. He said things kind of like I feel like I'm hit. Like everything just hit me at once. He said, I just kind of stumbled and like died. It happened pretty abruptly. That's what it feels like. He said, I just couldn't keep it at bay, couldn't keep it away. He does say that he's mostly wanting to tell you to remember to always fight and to always, that's exactly what happened to him. Okay, can you explain a little more detailed? He says to you to always fight, to always keep up the fight, never give up the fight. Don't give up on your dreams. Whatever you're pursuing, he says you're suddenly getting too complacent. Something about don't be barefoot and pregnant. What the hell was that? I just heard him say that. Don't let someone do that to you, or something like don't let someone limit you in a certain life. He fainted in jail from drugs and dehydration. Yeah. Yeah, I could he was like, "Yo, okay, let's do this." Like very like boom, 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 like he goes, the one thing about him, he said he took life way too like he just did not think about what he was doing and he just kind of hit the ground running. But what you can get from him is learning how to live and not to give up on dreams. He said he wished he could have harnessed this in a more healthier way, and he did it. And in that realm, he's grown and he's healed and he's in a much healthier place. And it can help you, like push you. So I hope that helped. Thank you guys so much. Let's just do this one more and then we can chat a little bit before I go. Fox, did you want to do a reading? Um, I'm cool with that. I think it's fair. Yes, I love her. Here to hear this. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Um, oh no, this was you said that you just wanted to help. Hi, Cynthia. Okay, can you just throw in the chat what type of reading you'd like quickly? Name is so cool, unique, can have significance of collective cards. I wonder if she might be a tarot. Is she a tarot card reader? Medium, my best friend Grace. Okay, you don't have to give names. By the way, don't give names to readers. I mean, well, you can if they ask for it, but I don't need a name. Oh no, sorry, X Fox. Have you any classes on spirit communication or intuitive? Yes, I do. I do classes all the time. I have videos on it, and I have a book called Peering into Their Room on Amazon. I forgot to show it to you guys. Left it downstairs. Medium ex-husband Chris. Okay, let's go. And yes, if you follow me on Instagram, I forgot to say, follow me on Instagram. I post almost all my classes, everything on Instagram. It doesn't really translate really good here on YouTube on the communication thing. So I post mostly everything on my Instagram. So follow me there and you'll see. And if those of you in the LA area, I'm going to start reading from time to time in person at Mystic Museum. So just follow for those postings. Let's get to X Fox. The first thing I see with, and you didn't say what pronoun you wanted me to go with, X Fox, but the first thing I see is the two of you dancing, like he's taking you and dancing, and kind of moving, like almost like I don't know. There's a lot of love. He's your ex, but I don't feel like that changed with the two of you from him. He's saying his passing was difficult on everyone else. He's sorry that this is the way he had to go. He says he did see it coming, but he couldn't. It's like almost like he slid into, he said, I slid into last base. Yeah, it's almost like things slid downhill pretty quickly for him and he couldn't stop it. He has a very kind of serene attitude, saying he's appreciative of what life brought him, but sorry that this is the way it came to an end. I'm not sure if this makes sense to you, XX. You haven't responded. Um, but I kind of immediately had more of a romantic feeling towards you than what an ex, you would expect an ex to have. He's saying that he kind of never gave up on you there, but nothing you did had anything to do with his passing. Um, he's saying it had nothing to do with that. He just, did he, was this something he did to himself? Because he keeps talking in this way. He says it has nothing to do with you. He kind of just slid into this dark space. I don't know if you're saying yes that this he did something to himself or not. I'm not sure what you're saying yes to. He says to remember that you were always trying to help him in many different ways, and he knew that this was beyond your scope. So he has no feelings. Alcoholism, yeah, I can tell. I can tell it was something like this. He says I had nothing to, it had nothing to do with that. So he doesn't really want you to, he doesn't want you to feel like there was something if you had reached out or if you hadn't done anything. He liked it. He's being very honest. I liked it and it was wrong for me to like it. He doesn't want anyone here thinking that it was okay. But it's the honest truth of what led him there. And he didn't know how to get help and he didn't really want to get help. That's the problem. He that's why he's saying he liked it. I kind of let this take me, and he has been had to face it and he's had to heal and he's had to face all the pain he's caused. And this is for everyone. If you have mental health issues or addiction, reach out and get help for it if you can. And I know sometimes people feel like scared to do that because there's judgment on it, but there isn't judgment in that realm, and there shouldn't be judgment here either. And he's saying that he never felt judged by you. He always felt like you understood him and loved him, but it was terrible, terrible for you. And he's had to face that he did not live his life in a healthy way in that realm, but he's healing. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to have to stop. Thank you for the donation, but I'm going to have to stop. Um, you know, um, I have to like do human things like, eat and run to the restroom. Because I'm human. Another thing, since some of us at right CJ, I don't know if she's still here, has been watching us, everyone give like gold stars, a bunch of gold stars for CJ. As someone who works in the social service, there really are people who want to help. Exactly. There are people who want to help. There are people who don't reach out for help. That's the problem. And sometimes people don't want to reach out. Thank you, CJ. Gold stars for everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and thank you for going along this ride with me. Suicide prevention hotline, yes. And so sometimes what they call that accidental, looking funky today, love it, thank you, accidental suicide, or people who are kind of being careless with their life and just letting what happen, you know what I mean. Moon shelf, thank you. Although I put these like I don't know, these lights in here, thinking it will look funky. Um, but remember, like a lot of what our world is, we shame people for being who they are. We shame people for what place they're in, and this has causes so much problems. Um, Spiritual people aren't supposed to be so abrasive and aggressive, which is what we've been watching. CJ, I don't know if you guys been watching Deep Dive, but I have a lot to say about her on my TikTok. I kind of reserve it to my TikTok because I kind of don't want to advertise her too much. Um, but whenever you see someone spiritually trying to claim that they know all and they're here to replace any kind of mental health help, or they're here to give you all the answers and just listen to me and you'll have everything. Never. That is someone who's trying. You got to realize that in the spiritual world, I just want to leave you with this. The number one reason people come into this play, like to be into this work, is for one reason, and people think it's money, but it's power. People who come into this and do it and abuse it in this way, it isn't about money. Because trust me, to someone to really, you know, do that, you have to. It just it isn't the motivation. People's motivation is more about power. People like having the power over people. And if money's involved, then they like having the power over people to extort their money. But people love the idea of being worshipped. Each and every person deserves the healing they're afraid. Exactly. Why, Dale, if we focus on things we don't want, draw more, like our whole day attracts bad things? Is this true? If, no, 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 no. I do a thing called energy climate, and you can check that out on my Instagram. The idea that sometimes there's an energy in the realm that has nothing to do with you, that there's energy in our world that is just kind of having an effect. It's not if you tracked on bad things, you attract bad things. It's not knowing the world, things happen, life happens, you drop things, you break things, things happen, but learning how to navigate around it and listening to your intuition is what a lot of times people don't do. Obviously, being negative isn't a great thing for anyone. But again, so getting back to what I was saying, just so you know, if you're picking people, you're picking a reader, you're picking spirituality, people who are telling you that this is what they know for sure, all I say to people is this is what I've come to learn thus far. This is what I've come to understand. I'm still learning. Even 19 years of doing this work, I'm still learning and growing. But looking for someone to follow is what we're taught, because we're taught looking for a mom and dad, or God or Jesus or some all knowing. People get very caught up, and it's very easy if you change your tone and you talk like this, and I come in and I act like I'm, hello everyone, and I kind of hypnotize you into this idea that I have all the answers and I'm otherworldly. Like, I've had people want me to do this, and people wanted to manage me, and I won't do that. Um, Someone who's really coming from a real place will acknowledge that they're just, trying to teach something they've learned, that they're not all knowing. Being above people is how we see a lot of times spirituality. Again, is supposed to assist you, it's supposed to help you. It is not supposed to replace anything else. It's supposed to help see the world behind a world, because we have this world and we have that world, and learning how to navigate the two. But when someone is putting in their place as that you just don't understand. Is there things that maybe you don't understand about these things? Of course, but when someone's saying it only comes through me, aha, that is a flag. That is a flag. But to be honest, the reason why it's so wonky in this spiritual world, I mean, in this field or whatever you want to call it, is because people like power. It's not really about money, it's about power. And you can recognize it. So run if it looks culty. Sometimes it's psychological, not paranormal. It can be self destructive tendencies you're not aware of, or noticing bad things blind you. Yes, that's true. It could be that too. That's for sure. But there is something to negative energy, and there is something to not guarding yourself and boundaries on an energy level, and also on the psychological level. It's all connected. So absolutely, I think things are more layered than as simple as like, well, you called it to you, too bad. You got to remember whenever there's the blame on you that there's something you're doing wrong, this is a way people sell things. You know what I mean? This is how they can sell you. Like, you're doing something wrong. You're looking for something bad. You're drawing something bad to you. Then I can sell you like the solution. Here, take this like eyeshadow and put it on your face, and life will, you know what I'm saying? Always trying to make you feel like you're wrong is actually, people tend to accept that because that's how we're treated as children, right? We're treated like something's wrong with you. And so therefore you go to this person and they will fix you. Um, but when we kind of really look at it, like maybe the core of who we are is okay, but we're just not learning how to understand ourselves or be true in our own skin and how to use that to navigate the world. Or maybe there is energy around us that we're not tuning into. It's the idea of simplifying it to like, well, you thought of something bad, so it happened. Do I believe in the power of words? Do I believe in the power of thought? Do I believe in the power of collective conscious? That's why I'm not a believer in retrograde, because I feel like everybody's like believing everything's going to go bad in the collective consciousness. And if you get into that way of thinking, then all of a sudden you've already adhered and you've already said, okay, that's it. Everything's going to go bad. But if you, what I do is put a collective, I put like an energy protection around me, around that, so that I don't get pulled into that pull. Also, Dale is the only one I've ever known that makes it a point to tell people NKT to give names, not to give them names or hints. Who else has I've seen that says that? 100% true blue. Thank you so much, Colleen. Even if I feel like at the end of the day, and I'll leave you with this, you have to know in your gut, does this feel right to me? Does this person feel right? And if they don't, they don't. There's people who don't connect with me, don't like the way I do things. And I say, okay, I'll if they, you don't have to read with me. Like, that's fine. We can just cancel this whole reading. If there's people that don't resonate with me, I just let it go. When someone forces you to say, well, you just don't understand and you just don't get it, and that's why it just sometimes doesn't click. Some people just want someone who tells them what to do. I'm not that kind of reader, you know. So in your gut, if something feels off, if somebody feels off in a reading or any other time, then follow that, okay? Because it's okay. What works for one doesn't always work for all. And that's why we have a big, wide world. Okay. So I hope that made sense. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to go. I have to go do all those human things that are really annoying, like eat, run to the bathroom, and rest a little bit. But I'm on here. I'll be posting a video probably tomorrow. I always post videos as well. I'll be doing these lives. I'm kind of trying to figure out how to post these lives, because right now I can only post lives if I'm streaming and not doing the way I do it, which is webcam. So I'm learning. Thank you, Jason. Bless to you too. And again, just, if people are religious, I just want to say it's no problem being religious. I read for a ton of religious people. I think only religion goes wrong is when it's making people feel bad about themselves, or using a religion to manipulate and get control. Okay, so I just want to let you know I'll be doing these lives. I'll post. I have a Patreon if you want to join that. I put extra. It's like $5 to join. That's it. And I put extra content on there. And I'm going to start doing kind of like field trip content more on there as well. And my Instagram, I post everything on my Instagram. I post stuff on my TikTok. But I'm not like, I kind of like do it like real quick, but I kind of have been enjoying TikTok more lately, for sure. It's kind of growing a little bit. So I post things on all those places, Adele Lavine on every platform, and my classes and things. If you want to use the code LIVE for 50% off of a full reading, which is what I do today, you can use that for the next 24 hours. Thank you guys so much. I'm not sucking up to you. It's just people to know they're in good place. Do your homework. Yes, exactly. Do your homework. Don't make you get TikTok. CJ, in the 4 years that you've been gone out of this, TikTok is kind of a thing. It's kind of a thing. Thank you guys so much. Follow yourself. Follow no one. Listen to your voice, inner voice, your intuition. And I'll see you soon.